As lighting and technology continue to mix and merge, we're seeing a rise in a new style of lighting: image-based lighting. Image-based lighting samples a video or virtual environment and communicates the color and motion, typically in the form of RGB or XY coordinates, to the lighting fixtures, allowing for real-time, immersive lighting. This approach is great for creating ambient environmental lighting when shooting on a volume, or if you're just looking for a more nuanced lighting effect while shooting on location. With the snap of my finger, I can be in the desert, in the jungle, or even on the beach. But turn the image-based lighting off and see the difference? But how do you do image-based lighting? Well, with some help from our friends at Assimilate, we're going to show you how to set up your Vortex with Live FX to get just what you want out of image-based lighting right when you need it the most. Let's go meet up with Alex from Assimilate.
Jim, welcome back to Planet Assimilate. Another crash landing?
Not this time. We were thinking more of a crash course for our friends who were hoping to learn some more about image-based lighting.
Got it. Well, you came to the right place.
Alex Pierce, Live FX extraordinaire and virtual production supervisor, is going to help us with setting up our vortexes for image-based lighting. And of course, Live FX will be acting as our media server. We'll get more to Live FX in just a moment, but first, let's prep our vortexes. When configuring your vortexes for image-based lighting, you will notice some similarities and differences between your more traditional setups. There are typically 4 primary considerations when deciding how to configure your vortex for IBL: single pixel or multi-pixel control, 8-bit or 16-bit, why you should consider choosing CIE XY over an RGB mode, and reviewing your CreamOS settings: DMX smoothing, color space, dimming curve, and network settings. Single pixel modes treat the whole face of the fixture as one emitter, perfect for broad ambience, fast patching, and consuming fewer DMX channels. On the other hand, multi-zone modes slice the panel into multiple pixels so that Live FX can paint more nuanced gradients, flickers, and movements across the panel. While multi-zone modes do consume more DMX channels, one of the benefits comes when you begin to scale up to larger arrays, as seen in Dune Part 2, where they made a rig of 64 Vortex 8s, 512 individually controlled pixels, giving the lighting crew the ultimate control. Choosing between the 8-bit and 16-bit modes are typically a balance between the level of control you need and any DMX and channel limitations. If you're expecting to do long, slow fades or want to use an XY mode, then 16-bit might be the way to go. If your content is very flashy and stroby, then you may be able to get away with 8-bit. Play around with both and see what works best for you. When it comes to color, the Vortex offers a wide variety of control modes: CCT, RGBW, HSI, just to name a few. And since every manufacturer uses different red, green, and blue chips, things really get interesting when we start discussing CIE XY modes. These control modes operate natively within the fixture's gamut, meaning you don't have to worry about managing color spaces as you would have to with RGB color modes. And Live FX works with all color modes, but since the Vortex works natively with these XY modes, we'll be using a mode like mode 13 or 37. For this setup, we are going to put our vortexes in mode 37, a 16-bit multi-pixel CIE XY mode. The Vortex offers 3 levels of in-fixture smoothing: off, smooth, and super smooth. Today, I'm going to strike a balance by setting my DMX smoothing to smooth and my dimming curve to linear. We're all familiar with the old proverbs: there's more than one way to skin a cat, all roads lead to Rome, and of course, probably most well known, there's a million ways to patch a fixture. And if you couldn't guess which one we're talking about today, it's going to be the networking one. When it comes to connectivity, you've got 3 main paths: streaming ACN via Ethernet, CRMX, and simple DMX 512. Ethernet allows you to plug straight from your media server into your switch, then into your fixtures. Quick and simple, and you've got fast, reliable data with no surprises. CRMX is your wireless solution, great when you can't run cable or need flexibility on set. Connect your CRMX transmitter to your network, assure your fixtures are unlinked, and then hit the link from the transmitter. DMX 512, where it all started, allows a DMX gateway, sometimes called a node, to generate the DMX value sent via 5-pin XLR cable. With extended cable runs and the ability to chain multiple units together, this might fit your workflow or the kit you already have at hand. Here at E11 Studios in Hollywood, we are networked to our Vortexes on top of the LED wall with streaming ACN via Ethernet. I'm also going to take advantage of the DMX forwarding feature that is built into all Vortex fixtures. DMX forwarding allows you to forward the chosen streaming ACN universe out from the DMX port, no node required. And even more exciting is thanks to the TMO2 chip from our friends over at Lumen Radio, we can also transmit the streaming ACN universe via CRMX. Just navigate to your connectivity settings and enable transmitter mode. This ensures all your favorite fixtures, even if they're not Creamsource, fit into this workflow. Your lights are all ready to start firing away with Live FX. Let's kick it over to Alex to talk you through installing, launching, and setting things up.
All right, first things first. Let's get Live FX onto your machine. Don't worry, it's super simple. 3 steps, 2 minutes. Head over to assimilateinc.com/download, grab the installer for your system, Mac or PC, whichever you're on, Assimilate has you covered. Run the installer, click through the prompts, and once you boot up Live FX for the first time, you'll be asked to provide a license. Make sure you have an internet connection for this step. You only need to be connected to the internet to validate the license. Plug in your license, confirm, and Live FX will restart. Once it boots back up, we'll walk you through a brief tour, prompt you to install some assets, and boom, now you're ready to get started. Once Live FX is open, head to the center of the screen and hit New Project. Type in a name, something like your scene or the name of your production, then click Create. Now, Live FX will automatically generate your folder structure for media, render cache, LUTs, and output formats. You can leave everything as is or adjust these paths if you've got a specific drive or workflow in mind. Live FX will also generate default image settings for your project. Again, feel free to adjust these to fit your project. Click into the project once it's created, and from here we're going to want to bring in some content. Import your clips or choose live input if you want to sample from something like an SDI feed. Then drop your clip or feed into the project timeline. Now you'll notice that Live FX and Stage Lights tabs at the bottom are clickable. You're ready to enter the Stage Lights tab. Stage Lights is where we'll really get into building out the patch, configuring and operating the fixtures. Now that we've got a project and some media spun up, it's time to start adding some fixtures. And there's 2 main ways you can go about doing this. Option 1, build it yourself from scratch using a DMX table, typically provided by the lighting manufacturer. For the Vortex, we can find this information on the Creamsource knowledge base. This method is perfect in situations where profiles don't exist, or if you just like having full control and really want to understand what's happening under the hood. On the left-hand side, hit New and you'll see a fresh item pop up in the Fixture section. Feel free to give it a name of your choice. Head over to your Fixtures DMX table, pick the DMX mode you want to use, and start filling in your DMX channel information. Make sure your fixture type is set as a DMX fixture. From there, you'll also set repeat pixels. For example, if you're running a single pixel mode, just leave this to 1. If you've got a Vortex 8 and you're taking advantage of multi-pixel control, repeat that 8 times and tell Live FX which channels are being repeated. In our case, channels 1 through 8, while the last 2 channels are global channels that only apply to the fixture as a whole and do not need to be repeated. Last step, head over to color sampling and choose your sample mapping. For a Vortex 8, we want to select Map Grid. Pixel order, left, right, top, down, zigzag, rows 2, columns 4. This should all feel very familiar to how you would patch with a traditional lighting control surface, such as your favorite console or app. It's also probably worth a quick check-in on the sample format selection under color sampling. You have a few options to choose from. Play around and see what works best for your setup. We find Lanczos is usually a great option for most applications. Option 2, save some time and use a GDTF file. If a reliable GDTF file is provided by the lighting manufacturer or community, this can serve as a fast-track way to get your lights set up and patched. To add a new fixture with this method, from the bottom of the fixture list, choose GDTF template, then select and load the file. Right away, you'll see all the available DMX modes. Pick your mode of choice and Live FX will populate a new fixture with all the channel information. Set your DMX universe, start channel, and adjust the sample mapping if required. And that's it. Pat yourself on the back. You've just created your first lighting fixtures in Live FX. Now, last step if you don't see your lights on. Tap over to Protocols under Stage Lights and choose your communication protocol. For our setup, we are going to turn sACN multicast on and assure that we are outputting to the correct universe range and network adapter. So you've configured your vortexes, installed Live FX, and set up a project with Fixtures. Now that you're up and running, let's tour a few Live FX superpowers you'll want to have in your back pocket for when you're on set. First up, grading. You can grade the image you're sampling from and grade each fixture independently. By color grading the image itself, you can easily change the source from which all fixtures are sampling. In the Live FX tab, you have all the color tools in the world at your fingertips to do primary and secondary grading. You can still nudge each fixture's color in stage lights to make your talent look awesome. And under the hood, each fixture has its own color pipeline. Sampling, grade, color transform, and the resulting values go out via DMX. Live FX also handles color management end-to-end, transform source media into your fixture's color space, and even apply lookup tables and custom RGB matrices per fixtures when needed. Of course, you can group multiple fixtures together, nothing easier than that. However, you can also define multiple fixtures that are physically rigged together as one big virtual fixture. This not only saves hardware resources, but is also a more elegant way of managing your fixtures. Need the flexibility to make some tweaks to the setup while not standing behind your computer? Not a problem. You just need a phone or a tablet on the same Wi-Fi network. Hit the little QR code button next to the master level or open the remote panel at the top under Tools. It serves as a local URL. The remote gives you the same mixer controls, but in the form of a web UI. If you change the setup back on the Live FX UI, just refresh the page on your device to sync. You don't have to drive IBL from a file. Live FX can capture and sample SDI, HDMI, or NDI. Super handy for workflows where your primary system might be pushing pixels to the wall and a second box is running stage lights. Just know that live feeds always add some slight latency, so plan for that if your syncing moves tightly. And this is just scratching the surface. Live FX allows to control any fixture via basic USB to DMX interface, up to 16 universes via ArtNet, and up to, hold on to your hats, 32,767 universes via sACN. Yep, just like that. It can also live link any parameter, player function, or DMX channel via OSC and supports OFX plugins and Matchbox shaders to create video effects on the fly within seconds. We're not diving into that today, as Assimilate has full documentation and videos if you want to get into it, but just know that it's in the toolbox for when it's needed.
There it is. You've configured your Vortex for IBL, installed and set up Live FX, and drove image-based lighting looks with your own computer. We also briefly touched on some of the strengths of Live FX with color management, grouping fixtures, and accepting video feeds via SDI and NDI.
When you're ready to dive deeper into any of the topics we covered today, or learn about some more of the advanced Live FX features, head over to the Assimilate support page and YouTube channel.
And to learn more about the Vortex and follow the latest happening at Creamsource, head over to the Creamsource knowledge base and Instagram.